Welcome to Spotlight Sessions, where we shine a
What's
light
your
on
story?
incredible. What does accessibility mean to you?
What's your mission? Welcome all to accessiBe's Spotlight Sessions, where we shine a light on incredible individuals and organizations and the work that they do. I'm your host, Josh Basil. I'm a C4-5 quadriplegic, paralyzed below my shoulders, and a power wheelchair user. I'm the Community Relations Manager here at accessiBe and a passionate disability rights advocate, trial attorney, focused on breaking down barriers to access and inclusion for people with disabilities. Today on accessiBe Spotlight Sessions, we're joined by Alyssa Higgins, a disability advocate and founder of Wheel Life in the Wheel World. Welcome, Alyssa.
Hi, how are you?
Good. So excited to have you on the show. You are a force, and I'm so excited for everybody to learn your story. Let's dive right into that. Tell us a little bit more about yourself and your journey.
So, I am Alyssa. Hi. I have C1, C2, incomplete spinal cord injury due to malpractice, forceps, unfortunately. My mom was delivering me. So, my disability, my injury happened right away. I've been like this, obviously, my whole life. I'm vent dependent, 24/7 in a wheelchair. That's basically my life. I have a child. I have another child on the way. I have a son. Now I'm going to have a daughter in March. I'm married to Jimmy. And that's our little family.
You have been on a journey, and having your family grow and being able to watch it online. I want everybody to know how big you are online. Like, you've got such an incredible following, and
Thank you.
Everybody should definitely check out your handles on Instagram and on Facebook, Wheel Life in the Wheel World. You probably get so many families that come your way with spinal cord injuries, and I'd love to know what advice do you give to somebody else who's had a similar experience?
So I do get a lot of people that have spinal cord injuries, but I get a lot of people also that are like trach dependent, kids, adults, anyone, their family members. But I just love how everyone just appreciates what I post and everything like that, and how I get so much feedback on how I've helped them, because I'm not really helping. I'm like posting what my life is, and then you realize how much it does help people out. My advice to people would just, I don't know. I like to wing it. I wing it a lot. So you just gotta live your life. Like, don't have so much pressure on yourself, on your children, I don't know, just like have fun. And yes, if your child is disabled, there's so many ways that they are not disabled, and you're gonna have a great life. And I know it's hard, but you just gotta live it.
You gotta live it, you gotta love it, and that's exactly what you do every day, which is a testament. And life might look a little differently than others, right? But it still goes on in different ways.
Definitely looks different than others, and we get stared at. I wouldn't say stared, I guess. I would just say they look at us like, what is going on? But like, if someone's looking at me for a while, I'm like, yeah. But if like kids start asking questions, I said, let them ask. Like, I tell them, the parents, let them ask. You could ask anything, you know? So I like it though. I do.
Having people turn heads is not a bad thing. It's a curious thing in many ways, because we wheel down, or we go down the street a little differently in our wheels, and whether or not that turns heads or prompts a question of learning. Like, I'm with you. Like, kids, I love kids' questions because they're real, they're raw, and they're just it's from a genuine curiosity.
Yes, it's true. And like, Jimmy and I will laugh at times, even before having kids, and we were married. we laugh at people looking. Like, what are you going to do? Take a picture, you know? And especially now that I have a child, he's going to ask a lot of questions. Here he is. And then and eventually when he gets friends, they're going to ask questions. And it's just, there's going to be questions all the time, you know? So why not answer them, you know?
And there's going to be those questions, but then when it comes to your kids, and I'm a quad father myself, and it's so genuine how your kids look at you and know you as mom, or know you as dad. Like, that's it. Like, your wheelchair is their jungle gym. Your handicap van is their transportation to.
Oh, let me tell you, that van is very. He loves to open the ramp. He loves to close the ramp, and I'm like, oh no.
It's
so funny.
It's their unique world. Like, my little guy is turning 2 next month, and his favorite thing in the world is to get me out of bed in the morning with the lift system. Like,
that's like Luke.
It's the buttons, the moving of it, the dropping, the accomplishment of helping someone. Like, and their eyes are kids are the best. But I'd love to know, you know, with that theme of kids in general, youngsters, but like, what advice would you give yourself if you could go back in time?
Me? If I were to go back in time, I would say to myself, don't be so shy. You know, like, I was just very shy in school. I guess up to my senior year. You know, when you're in school, so I went to a public school and a regular high school and everything like that. And I was just very quiet throughout any school. But once I hit, senior year, I was like so open. I was opening myself up. I was talking to more people in my grade. You know, senior year is like the year that everyone connects with each other, you know. So it was fun to finally be myself and no one excuse my language, gives a shit. You're disabled or not, you know? Like, they're your friends. They want to be your friends. They appreciate you. They like you no matter what your disability is, you know? So that's what I liked about growing up in senior year. That's what I liked. But I would tell myself before that, don't be so shy. Like, just don't. You would have so many more friends if you were not so shy. When you made I made friends in senior year more than anything. So I feel like if I was more open up throughout the other school years and everything, I would have more friends. You know,
more opportunities, just more ways.
Exactly. And like, once I opened up after senior year, that's when I opened up to dating sites and this and that, and then that's how I met Jimmy. And then he made me open up more. I guess I had to make him open up more too. It was whatever. But anyway, then that made me become the disability advocate that I was on Instagram, and that's what made me even be more open to the public, because I shared my story, I shared our love story and everything like that. I'm so sorry my machine's beeping. It's so freaking annoying. It's the battery. I'm so sorry.
It's all good. I think it brings an extra element of music to our beautiful conversations.
And nothing's wrong. It's just the detachable's dead. Oh well.
It's all good. And so really quickly, I would love tell me a little bit about that love story and meeting. Tell me a little bit about that.
So I don't even know, early 20s. I don't know when I started the dating site. But I actually met Jimmy when I was 22, right? I don't even know, 22 I think it was. I started to talk to him. We started to talk on the dating site. And I lied to him. I didn't even say where I was really originally from. I said a different town. I said my name was Allie, not Alyssa. I came up with this whole lie. And I actually had a texting app instead of actually giving him my actual number, because creeps. You don't know who you're giving your number to, you know? So eventually he wants to take me out. I said, sure, we'll go out. And then that's when he caught me because you know how like, iPhone to iPhone is blue and then like if you have another phone it's green. He's like, wait, you just put an iPhone down. Why aren't your text blue? I'm like, oh, I don't know. Something's wrong with my phone. So anyway, but that's like the whole backstory of how we met, what happened when we met. But then when we went out on the date, it was vice versa. I was very nervous. And he's like, don't be so nervous. I could tell I already like you. And then when we got there, tables have turned and he was very shy. And then I had to get him to open up. So it was fun. It was a good date. After that, we hung out all summer, did whatever it was. And then we did have a falling out like any other couple. But it was different, I guess, because he saw my disability, I guess. I think it was more people getting into his head than anything that was saying negative things. Like, she's not going to be this. She's not going to be that. She's not going to do this. She's not going to do that. And then he broke up with me. It was just like a few weeks, a month or whatever it was. And so I actually texted him on his birthday. It was like a couple of weeks after he broke up with me. I said, listen, happy birthday. I hope you have a great day, whatever. And I said, thank you for a great summer. Like, that really was a great summer. I truly appreciate it. And so he started to continue to talk to me. And then he's a marathon runner. He was. I don't know. He still is, I guess. I don't know. But he ran to my house from his house one day. And he was like so excited. He wanted to see me again. And I was so excited. I was like, sure. So when he saw me, he gave me the biggest hug. Like, he was just so excited to see me again. After that, so then that's when we started to talk again. He realized, screw everyone, screw what they had to say, and just saw me for me, you know? But we were also young. I mean, 22, you really don't know still, you know? I mean, people could call me crazy. I know 22-year-olds are going to be like, oh, yeah, you know, like, not really.
There's a lot to learn about love and relationships.
So, yeah, it's like he didn't really know what he wanted at the time either. I felt that I pushed it kind of too, because we have annual 4th of July party at my house. And so I introduced him to everyone as my boyfriend. And I don't think he liked that. Like, he was like, oh no, red flag kind of thing. So I pushed it too. That was my fault. So it went both ways, you know.
But then
So he
continued, and
yes,
marriage, she went to kids, and it's been a beautiful story. And I would love to ask you about what are some misconceptions that you'd like to debunk about disability?
About a disability, misconceptions that we're not capable of doing things that other people are capable of, especially falling in love, especially having a family and everything like that. Like, people are they're just so, I don't know how to explain it. They're not open-minded. They're not like realizing that we are able to do that stuff. Sorry, pregnancy is killing me too with talking. It's just so people just realize that they need to realize it's not just because you have a disability doesn't mean you can't do anything. Like, it's not fair for those that think that way, because that means, I don't know how to explain it. It's so hard to explain, you know? I guess you have to have someone in your life that is disabled in a way, that they have to see it themselves, I guess.
From what I'm hearing from you, it's awareness. It's like, what you don't know, you don't know. And if you knew somebody with a disability, you know how much they're capable of.
Yeah, exactly. Like, there's been times where other people would, like I said, about people getting Jimmy's head. And then Jimmy realized, you know, you could do a lot. Like, to the day, like Jimmy said the other day, it's not like I'm doing it all the time. Like, yes, don't get me wrong, there's people that need help 24/7. And I do. I need help. Like, Jimmy does a lot. I'm not going to deny that. Like, he helps with the laundry. He helps with the dishwasher. He does this. He does that. With Luke, with everything. But then people also say, too, that he's just taking care of me. And it's not true. You know, it goes both ways. Like, just because I may not be physically able to do things, I'm mentally able to do things. And it's not just
There's a million
physical things.
ways.
Like, I'm making phone calls.
There's a million other ways you
Well,
contribute to the family.
Yeah.
It's a partnership.
Exactly. Like, you're making appointments. You're doing this. You're doing that. You're picking out clothes for your child. Picking out clothes for Jimmy. I'm picking out clothes for myself. Like, I'm walking, it's like people don't realize.
You're giving birth to the children. I'm
carrying children for 2 times. Yeah, exactly. So it's a lot. Yeah, and Jimmy even said the other day, he goes, it's not like I'm doing a lot for you. What, 10 minutes tops a day for you yourself? Like, that's all I'm doing for you.
I love asking this question, but what does accessibility mean to you?
So accessibility means to me just making it easier on me. Making life easier on me. Like, having ramps to get into places. Just having more transportations. Like, where I am, there's not a lot of Ubers. Like, no way. But I'm by New York City, and you get tons of Ubers and taxis that are accessible. I wish that was a lot here, too, kind of like that, but there's not, unfortunately, because I'm in the suburbs of New York City. So it's different. Stuff like that would be easier for me, too. Just everything like that. Just seeing people for who they are instead of seeing the disability, you know?
That's a beautiful way to see the world. And so much, and I know you know this so well, so much is happening around the online world and is centered around the digital world and assets that are online. And with your huge social media following, I'd love to get your perspective. Like, do you think there's enough accommodations for people with disabilities online?
Yes and no. I guess I just feel like sometimes too with like, how do I explain it? I'm obviously able to hear, and people that are not able to hear need the captions. I get you could just tap the button and have the captions pop up. Sometimes I just wish that was easier, where it heard everything clearer, where I don't have to like go in and edit all what I was saying, because like, God forbid, we're talking for like a half hour or so. I'm gonna have to go through all of that for a half hour and edit what I have to, you know what I'm saying? So something like that I wish was more accessible. Siri's pretty good with making your phone accessible, the iPhone and everything like that. I feel like there's a lot right now, but obviously there could be more improvements. Everyone's different, like I said. So if people think they need more accessibility on the phone, that I won't know, you know, because I could do a lot on the phone that I need to do, but someone else that has another disability could say, hey, we need this, we need that. So I truly won't know as much as the other person would know, you know.
And that's where we ask the right questions. We have more people in our lives with differing abilities, so we know what their needs are, where it's lacking, and that's where we can improve. And I agree,
exactly.
Technology is and will keep getting better and better at times, so that it helps create more accommodations as well in that front. And
exactly.
I would love to know, what advice would you give to businesses wanting to do more around accessibility?
Businesses online, I would say, just make it easier to read, make everything bolder, not so small, fonts too. I'm trying to think, I don't know. Again, my disability is different than others. Others would know better of what they would need to have online. But businesses, like as if I'm going into the business building or whatever. Ramps. You need ramps. Like, I don't know why that's so hard. It's not that hard. I guess some buildings are grandfathered in, which I think is pathetic at times. But whatever, it is what it is. But if you're renovating something, because I know a building that's in my town that's renovated, and no ramp. Like, come on, you could have put a ramp in. You could have done something like that. And if not, I've been to places where they have those mini ramps, those mini metal ramps or whatever. It's not that.
Have options. Have options. Let me get in the door, please. I would love to be
Exactly.
on your business's journey.
And don't say you're accessible if you're not. Like, that's one thing that pisses me off. Excuse my language, but like, yeah, we're accessible. And then you go, and there's like a staircase. Like, no, that's not accessible. Like, you're wrong. Like, know what accessible means,
Ask the right questions. Have people with disabilities come to your store to teach you what accessibility is.
Exactly.
And I want to end, and I'd love to know, what is your life's motto?
Go with it. I don't know. It's so hard because with me, that's always been that way. Go with it. Have fun kind of thing. It sucks at times that a disability could stop you from doing things that you want to do. But like I posted the other day on my Instagram how I've always used my wheelchair as an ATV and I didn't care like at all. I was in the snow and I know it's not for everyone. Trust me, because I'm lucky I didn't slide, But just go with it. Don't let anything stop you. I've had my wheels in elementary school with those stupid wood chips in the playgrounds. Popped my wheels nonstop. I didn't care. It's like, oh, this sucks, whatever. And I did it again. I wanted to be able to play too, so just go with it.
Just go with it. I love it. Alyssa, thank you so much for being our guest today on accessiBe's.
No, thank you for having me. And I'm so sorry about my machine again.
Not at all. And thank you so much to our guests for staying to the end of accessiBe Spotlight Sessions. Make sure to hit that subscribe button on @accessiBe_community. And as always, thank you for being on this journey with us. Bye, Alyssa.
Yes.
Bye, everyone.
Bye. Thank you.